Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the best fee-based credit cards in Canada. If you like what you see, please remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can post it in the comments below. And then if you feel that this video can help someone, feel free to share it with them. So the topics I wanted to go over with you today are why it took me so long to actually get fee-based credit cards, why getting a fee-based credit card is good, what are some credit card comparisons we can do, and what are some honorable mentions of the ones I didn't compare, and then what is currently in my wallet. And then lastly, it's going to be how does a normal person actually spend more than $4,000 a month without actually spending $4,000 a month. So the first topic I want to go through is what took me so long to get fee-based credit cards. The obvious reason is because there's free credit cards where you don't need to pay any money, and they're pretty good. Like if you think of Rogers, the Simply ones, the Tangerine ones, many of these credit cards I talked about in my last video. If you haven't seen those, you should go check that out, and I'll explain all the benefits of those cards. So there's a lot of free cards out there, and they have pretty good benefits in my view. So it wasn't until I met someone that really changed my mindset on these fee-based credit cards. What he told me was essentially you just have to think of them as the cost of doing business. If a card came out and it said, you have to pay us $100 a year, but we will give you back $900 worth of value, whether it be, airfare or hotels, would you then pay the $100? So when I did more of the number crunching and figuring out, how much benefits can I actually extract from cards that needed a fee, based on the math, he was right. You do extract a lot more value out of cards with a fee than without. So that's kind of how I changed my mindset on these fees based credit cards by seeing the fees as just a cost of doing business, basically something that I just pay for now and then I'll get back later on. So I did allude earlier about what are some benefits of a fee-based credit cards. I think it comes down to personally three big buckets. One would be the rewards program. The second one would be the travel insurance, and then the third one would be the purchase protections that they can have. For me, out of the three, really the first one is what got me. It's really the bonuses in terms of the cashbacks or the redeemable hotel stays or the airport lounges or the free flights. At the end of the day, my goal is to go on one vacation a year and hopefully keep expenses as low as I can and enjoy the places that I want to go to. So on this slide, I want to compare some fee-based credit cards. All of these I have except for the last one, which is the Amex Platinum. Hopefully I'll get that one someday. I'm hearing right now that for the Amex Platinum and the Amex Cobalt, there are some very generous first year bonuses that you can have. If you're interested in any of those, I do have a referral link in the description below, so feel free to use that if you want to apply for any of those Amex cards. So let's talk about the first card, which is the Amex Cobalt. You can get this one for around $12.99 a month. And essentially, if you went to any other video about credit cards this year, this will probably be the top card, as everyone talks about it being the best card ever. And the reason being is because they really cater to the young professionals. Essentially, they know that you're going to spend a lot on food, a lot on groceries, and then also subscription fees. So they try to max out your benefits in those areas. The points are also very transferable. So if you get a lot of the Amex points, you can transfer them into hotel points, or you could use them for airfare as well with Air Canada or some US carriers as well. This is one of the cards that you'd probably want to keep for a long time, as it does give good benefits for food and groceries. The only downside I would say about this card is that sometimes not a lot of merchants accept Amex cards, so sometimes you can't use this card. The next card is going to be the TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. What I like about this card is really that it has a lot of promotions to get the first year free. So because of that, you don't have to pay the $139 for the first year, and you'll get your first check bag free with Air Canada. And also, I believe that it's up to 8 people that's traveling with you on the same booking. So all of those people can get their first check bag free, especially now with Air Canada having to pay for various different baggage. So this is a good one in terms of if you know that you're going to be traveling for the year and you know that you're going to be going a long distance or you want to carry an extra bag. Other than that, I'd say that other benefits would be that this is one of the few cards that does give you Aeroplan points right away, especially with welcome bonuses. So that's also another plus. But if, let's say, Air Canada is not the preferred airline that you're going to go with, then I wouldn't say that this would be a must-have card. especially with the fee coming up in the second year for sure. The next credit card is the Scotia Gold Amex. This one also has an annual fee of $120, and it's not one that I would say I used a lot. But however, recently I just realized that it does have 5 times the points when it's groceries, or 6 times the points when you go to Sobeys. The points that they do give is the scene points. What I learned about the points conversion was that essentially 100 points will become $1. So essentially, every point is 1 cent. So 5% on groceries and 6% from Sobeys. Where you can redeem these points would be on Expedia. So if you found a good flight or a good hotel on Expedia, you can redeem it for those as well. The next card is going to be the Scotia Momentum Visa Infinite card. It's $120 annually with sometimes the first year free. And the good part about this one is that it gives you 4% cash back on recurring bills. And it's really good if you partner it up with sites like Chexy, where you can get a cash back on the purchases that you normally can't pay by credit card. I'll put a referral link to Chexy in the description below if you want to use my link to sign up. The benefit of Chexy is essentially all the one-time payments or recurring payments all come up as recurring payments for this card. So essentially, you're getting 4% on any payments you use on their platform. The next one is going to be the Amex Platinum credit card. This one I don't actually have just because of how expensive the annual fee is, but it's something that I'll probably add to my collection of cards in the future. It's pretty good for what you have to pay for. You do have to pay the $799 annual fee. However, you do get some travel credits of $200, you get some dining credits of $200, and then you also get some unlimited lounge access. So if you add up all those benefits and bonuses together, you would probably get back your first year annual fee. So that's, I'd say, some people do like this card and do keep it year after year. So there's two honorable mentions I want to talk about as well, and I have both of these cards. The first one is the Amex Bonvoy. That one's really good for hotels, especially if you like to upgrade your hotel or stay in various Marriott type hotels when you travel. The next one is the RBC Avion. Key benefit would be that throughout the year, sometimes they'll get a 30% bonus when you transfer out your points from RBC to British Airways. And also sometimes there's a 15% bonus when you transfer your RBC points to Cathay Pacific as well. So now let's actually take a closer look to see what's in my wallet. So currently I have the Amex Cobalt, the Scotia Gold Amex, and the Scotia Momentum. And essentially, every year, if I keep the spending that I have, I'd probably generate around $3,000 of net value even after all the annual fees. And if you look at this closely, you'll probably ask, well, that's because you're spending $4,000 a month. How is a normal person supposed to spend $4,000 after tax every single month? So I'd say if you can't hit that spend amount, you might as well maybe focus on the Amex Cobalt and just spend the $2,500 a month. And on the next slide, I'll probably go through some strategies in terms of like why you could spend $2,500 a month, even though you might not think that you can, and how to make sure that you get all those points at the end of the year, as it does make up around $2,000 of value. So the secret to be able to spend the $4,000 every month or meet the spend every year is essentially through buying gift cards from grocery stores or using sites like Chexy to help you pay bills that normally you would not be able to pay with a credit card. However, you'll notice that there might be some retailers here like Costco where they don't actually sell gift cards in grocery stores. So how do we get through that, and how can I still use let's say an Amex somehow to pay my Costco bills in the end? For that, I'll probably be covering it in my next video where I talk about tips in terms of being able to use an Amex at Costco and still get a pretty good return. So before I end this video, if any of these retailers are places that you shop at, or if any of these companies are companies that you have to pay, stay tuned to my next video and I'll show you how we can pay all of them and use credit cards to be able to continue to earn points. Thanks again for watching my video. If you like what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments about which credit cards to get, or if you have better fee-based credit cards, please share below. I've also put in the description below some referral links to Amex and also to Chexy. If you want to use that referral link, it'd be great if you did. Thanks again for watching.